5 years ago, I left as a reckless teenager who solved problems with his fists. This morning, I woke up in an airport chair with blood on my hands that would never wash off. And the family I was about to face, they still thought I was the same boy who left. They had no idea what I'd become. If you watched episode 1, you know justice was served. But sometimes, justice creates enemies. If you love intense revenge stories where the calm surface hides something darker underneath, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's continue. Because this is where everything starts to shift. 8 a.m. airport waiting area, my head resting against cold glass. For the first time in months, silence, no gunfire, no shouting, no orders in my earpiece, just the hum of announcements. Then I heard it, Neil, her voice, soft, familiar, slightly trembling. I opened my eyes. Clara stood there, but she looked smaller somehow. Grief does that to people. Before I could even stand up, she wrapped her arms around me. You're back. I missed you, her voice cracked. 5 years. 5 years since I'd stood in this airport and lied about going to university. She pulled back and smiled. You've changed. I forced a small laugh. I'm still the same, but I wasn't. My shoulders were broader, my posture straighter, my eyes harder. In the car, she asked about my international relations degree. I answered smoothly. I had practiced these lies. She told me Mira was studying psychology. Rose was chasing music. Normal lives, soft lives. I looked down at my hands, resting in my lap. These hands had ended hundreds of lives. Could they still protect instead of destroy? Could I sit at a dinner table and pretend I wasn't built for war? We pulled into the house, same gates, same white walls, but Tommy wasn't there to greet me. That emptiness hit harder than anything. The door opened. Welcome home. Mira and Rose ran toward me. They hugged me at the same time. Their laughter echoed in the hallway, and for a moment, I almost believed I could be normal again. Something feels off. Dinner was warm, familiar, safe, but I noticed things. Clara double-checking the locks. Mira flinching when her phone buzzed. Rose looking over her shoulder when headlights passed outside. Something was wrong. Later that night, I sat alone in the living room. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I opened my laptop and stared at an old photo of me and Tommy. He had his arm around me, smiling like I was his real son. You did the right thing, he used to say, but did I? Or did I just make things worse? My jaw tightened as a memory surfaced. The day I broke the arm of a politician's son. The day he called Mira a pig in front of everyone. The crack of bone still echoed in my head. I didn't regret it. I regretted that Tommy had to pay for it. Lawyers, settlements, public apologies. And now Tommy was gone. And those families, they were still powerful. The truth comes out the next morning. I found Myra in the kitchen. She looked exhausted. Are you okay? I asked. She hesitated, then shook her head. They're still around. Neil, my body went still. Who? She swallowed. The same families. The same people from school. Their sons work in politics now. Corporate boards. They haven't forgotten. My chest tightened. Have they done something? She didn't answer directly, but silence sometimes screams louder than words. They show up at events, they make comments, they remind us that we're not untouchable. Untouchable. That word again. I felt heat rise from my stomach to my throat. Slow, controlled. Controlled. Different from the reckless rage I used to feel. This was colder. Calculated. The antagonist returns that afternoon. A black luxury car stopped outside the gate. I watched from the window. Out stepped Adrian Hallam, son of the same senator whose boy I put in a hospital years ago. He hadn't changed much. Still smug. Still walking like the ground belonged to him. He rang the bell. Clara froze when she saw him through the camera monitor. What does he want? She whispered. I stepped forward. I'll handle it. When I opened the gate, he smiled. Well, the orphan came back. His tone was playful, mocking. You're brave showing up here, I said calmly. He laughed. Relax. I'm here for business. We're interested in partnering with your company. Partnering, that's what predators call it when they circle prey. I'm sure you are, I replied. His eyes flickered just slightly. You know, he added quietly, leaning closer, your little outburst years ago cost my family a lot. We don't forget things like that. There it was. The threat, polite, smiling, poisonous. I held his gaze. 5 years ago, I would have swung first now. I smiled back. Good, I said. Neither do I for the first time. His smile faded, just a little. The turning point that night, I couldn't sleep. I walked through the house silently, listening, watching. The old me wanted to react. The new me knew better. This wasn't about fists anymore. This was about leverage, power, exposure. If they were circling again, it meant they believed we were vulnerable. They believed Tommy's death weakened us. They believed I was just the same impulsive kid. That was their mistake. I opened my secure drive. Encrypted files, connections, contacts I made during those 5 years, people who owed me favors, people who understood consequences. If Adrian and his family wanted to play power games, they were stepping into a field I knew too well. The next day, Adrian returned with 2 board members, confident, arrogant, presenting a strategic merger. But halfway through his presentation, his phone buzzed. He ignored it. It buzzed again and again. Finally, he glanced down. His expression changed. Color drained from his face. I knew that look. It's the look of someone realizing they've just lost control. He stood up abruptly. I need to take this. He stepped outside, through the glass wall. I watched him pace, angry, panicked. When he came back in, the confidence was gone. We'll revisit this proposal later. He left without shaking hands. Clara looked at me. What just happened? I closed my laptop calmly. Just a reminder, I said softly, that we're not the weak ones. What Adrian didn't know was that evidence of his family's offshore accounts had just been delivered to investigative journalists. Powerful people rely on one thing: your fear. The moment you stop being afraid, they start being careful. I didn't come home to destroy, I came home to protect. But if protecting means exposing monsters, then so be it. And this time, I won't hold back. If episode 2 just raised your heartbeat, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, should Neil go after Adrian completely, or wait? And make sure you subscribe, because in episode 3, the war won't be subtle anymore. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.